Hello, everybody. This is BroncoJuggalo, and yes, I am watching Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. The original. And I don't see how this anime escaped cancel culture. Yeah, this one has some very weird and very naughty shit that just would not fly in today's society. But yet it's still beloved. I find that very fucking hypocritical and ironic. But that's awesome. Guys, I am here because my wife gave me, for our anniversary, the last Voyage of the Demeter, and I just wanted to show it to you guys. This is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack with digital code, which I always love it when they do the Blu-ray DVD combo packs. This has an alternate beginning, an alternate ending, and deleted scenes. It's got a making of documentary. It's got the whole nine. This is a really good Blu-ray. If you haven't picked this up yet, you definitely should. I'm going to review the movie for you now. I hope you enjoy the review. Later. Well, ladies and germs, for my review of The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which came out in 2023, I'm going to go as spoiler-free as possible. Now, this is, of course, the story of the ship that took Dracula from Transylvania to England. And that's all this story is about, is that section of the story. So that's really not a spoiler, but it's just kind of summing up in whole what's going on in this movie. Now, this movie was directed by Andre Overdahl and stars Liam Cunningham as the captain and Corey Hawkins as Clemens, the doctor. The look of Dracula in this movie was based on Count Orlok from Nosferatu, and I think it looks pretty damn cool, but we'll get to that here in a minute. A $45 million budget with a take-in box office of only $21 million. So this was definitely a box office bomb, which is unfortunate because this is a really decent, good movie. Had a lot of fun with this one, guys. We're going to get into the pros on that in a second. This has a 6.0 on IMDb, which is better than a lot of huge, big money movies. One thing I like at this movie is at the very beginning, it directly acknowledges the novel. And I think that's really cool. That's something you really don't do in Dracula movies. It never says based on the novel or anything like that. I mean, it says it in the credits, but in the film itself, they never talk about how this is based on the novel of Dracula. This one does, and I thought that was kind of cool. I think the look and the ferocity of Dracula in this movie was just amazing, completely outstanding. And it was even better when I found out that they did most of it with practical effects. This is a guy basically in a rubber suit and a lot of monster makeup. Now, there is some CGI when he's flying, things of that nature, but for the most part, it is practical. Now, as for the CGI, I thought the CGI in this film was great. It looks really good. Really, really good. And the practical effects look even better. My wife didn't like the way Dracula bit people. For me, I enjoyed it. It was very much animalistic. It wasn't just him, sucking the blood. It was ripping people apart and eating them and like an animal would. And I thought that was really cool because in this movie, this Dracula is very animalistic. He looks like an animal. He looks like Nosferatu. He looks like Count Orlok. I think the set work in this movie is amazing. The fake ship they use, the real ship they use, whatever they used looks terrific. One of the best movies I've seen set on ships since maybe Pirates of the Caribbean. As far as the way the ships look and the way it feels. The atmosphere is great, and the sets lend a lot to that atmosphere. And last but not least, guys, I really like the cast of this movie. Incredible actors, all very awesome. A bunch of multicultural actors, which is really cool because it lends to the story of this kind of band of motley crew. They pick up sailors in different ports because, a lot of people that don't know the ancient sailing world anyways, when sailors would get to different ports, sometimes they were only paid for that one voyage, the one-way trip. Or they would take their earnings if they didn't like the way they were being treated, and they would leave, and they would find another ship to go work on. Or they would just disappear, or they would get marooned, or whatever. So they were picking up people. So, like, some of the people got picked up here, some people got picked up there. And we have this very different, diverse ship. And I know everything is diverse these days and has to be inclusive and all that other bullshit. But this one, they did it to make it believable. They did it realistically if you know your history. And I enjoy that. I have no problem with making things inclusive and diverse if it's accurate to what it should be. That's my only issue with that kind of thing. It needs to be accurate to what it is. And this movie is really fucking good. And I really hope they do another one. Now, they can't call it Last Voyage of the Demeter 2, but I hope that they follow up. They leave a possible sequel for this movie. And I really would like to see that. Guys, I thought this was a really good film. Danny liked it as well. Thank you, babe, for giving me this for our anniversary. I really appreciate it. This is BroncoJuggalo. Stay in peace.